I didn't really have a focus on what I wanted to do. What did I need to do to help me out to do things, the resources that I wanted to have available for me, I didn't know what to do. So I was just a hustler, trying to make some extra money to support my habits, which is a shoe shopping. So I started out, doing all types of things to make extra money. I was braiding hair, I was hosting parties, putting together parties, kids parties, adult parties, love parties, hate parties, and the type of party that you wanted to, do. And then I started to network with people. I didn't even know I was networking. So I had no idea what the word networking really meant. Until I discovered that I needed to do more. But I didn't know if the resources were out there for me to actually latch onto. And I went to one networking event, and it was a nighttime event, kind of like a party thing. 2-drink minimum. You meet and greet people, like I said before. I had no idea. I didn't know who I was, what I was doing. It was of no service to me because I wasn't prepared to go out there. I didn't know what to say. I was always very nervous, feeling incomplete in my practice. So I decided, you know what, we need services available for people who want to start business, people who feel that they need that change in life, that change in scenery, besides the everyday 9 to 5, doing a hustle for somebody else's fortune. So I said, I have to come up with something because this is not working. So I came up with the Entrepreneurs Roundtables Network. Why do I call it a roundtable network? Because for me, anything that's round is always complete. There's a completion to it. But it's a continuation all the time. Never think that you're ever done with anything. We're always learning, we're always growing, we're always producing. And to me, the circle is something that it will never break. Because if you break a circle, it's like you stop everything. You stop your growth. You stop everything. And I don't want this to stop. So that's why I call it the round table. Group of people who get together, we do trainings, we provide resources, we provide information, which is something that's lacking. Because what is the government really trying to do? They want to provide jobs for people. I'm sick of working for somebody else, right? I want to be the person hiring folks, right? I don't want somebody to keep telling me you need a job. What about offering me an opportunity so I can actually do something else besides support my shoe habit? So I came with the round table, and I was in college, not for business. I was in college for everything else but business. And I decided to take a few business courses. Even with the business courses, I felt like, well, what's the point? I'm not really learning anything in business. I need to be out there. I need to be moving and grooving with the people who are actually making these decisions. So then I said, I have to first figure out who these people are, what do they do, what do they need. I started meeting other professionals and their expertise. So I have now a group of ambassadors. These ambassadors are with me every month, and they're providing services. Services that you're not going to get anyplace else. Services that you're going to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for just to get. Services that if you ask somebody, can you teach me something or show me something, they're looking at you like, well, it costs this amount of money. Let me see your business plan. Let me see this. We're not asking those questions, so we're helping you pull a business plan together. Right? We're helping you become complete in your business. And it's a month-to-month obligation. And it's not even about people coming together to have fun and all that stuff. That's cute. But how many of you like to make money? How many of you want to see results? How many of you want to see extra zero in your bank account? That's what it's really about. Getting the actual results. So then when you go to a bank and they want to see your business plan, they want to see, your content, they want to see these things, we have people in place that can help you get these things done. So every month I do a training, but the trainings became so overwhelming because I can't do everything. So that's why I came with the ambassadors. So my ambassador program actually just ended, and so right now is the time where we're gearing things up for 2013. If anybody here in business, you understand that businesses work in 7 throughout the year, seasons, right? This is the last quarter of the season. Did you make any money? So we're evaluating things now. The first 3 quarters of the year, what happened for you in business? Where's your growth? How are you connecting? Your industry, did it change? So we're re-evaluating things. So when 2013 comes in, we know what we're doing. We know what it looks like for us in business. We know that we need to make a certain amount of money now. How many of you would like to give yourself a raise? I know I want one every year. So now be it hiring somebody to help us out. Because I did learn that you cannot do it alone. You can't do it alone. So right now I'm in the process of putting together a marketing team called Hustle Bar Honey's. I know sex sells. You understand what I'm saying? You can't be in business and look like grandma and think you're going to get 100,000 followers. It's not going to work. You have to give the audience what they want. They want eye candy. So this is my marketing strategy. This is what I'm putting together. I'm putting them everywhere, all over the place. Is it going to cost me? Absolutely. But it's an investment that is worthwhile. So tonight, basically, I sat the card in front of each of you. This is how I like to set the intentions for the roundtable. We all have hidden agendas, hidden secrets, things that we don't want to share. And sometimes when people put things in front of you, it might actually tell something about you. And it's so weird because it's like, I never thought about that. Or, that's not me. But if you think really hard, it might have been you some time ago. Everybody has different seasons, and things happen to them for reasons. So you can now flip your card over, read your card, and if anybody has anything that they want to share, you can share it. We can talk about it. If you need to shed a tear or two, because I remember the first time I did it, it kind of opened me up, and it made me like, oh wow, that is me. Or the second time, I'm like, ain't got nothing to do with me. And it's okay. You know, it's what it is, what it is. Anybody would like to share? Or read their card, maybe something funny? Anything funny on the card? Okay.
I want to share.
Okay.
Because my card says,
wow. And this is, this is what it is. I don't even know you. And this is really what it is. And this is how it can be for some people. And just to give you a basic concept, because they get a lot more complicated than this. We're not Fortune 500 companies. Not yet, anyway. Right? And when we do, we'll be paying people to do this stuff for us. So right now, we just got to really get ourselves on the map and just try to wiggle our way through the tunnels that we're going to be in, because it's going to be very dark, very lonely, very wet, very deprived. We're going to find ourselves in the trenches, and right now this is where we are. We're in the trenches of our business. We haven't, caught up to actually being on solid ground yet. And it's okay, you have to work through the trenches. So we're going to go through the strategic plan, and at the end is a small activity that we're going to come to the roundtable with. So, the reason why I call it a strategic plan is because when I grew up, I am the baby of 21 siblings in total. I know people always say that. I know! And so throughout my life, I literally had to plan every move I made. So I had to be swift, quick, and know who I could use to get what I wanted the best way that I could so I could make it. You understand? So I've been kind of doing this since I was a kid, working my way, through a lot of things. Who's going to be the first person to get bacon? Like, whatever it was, right? Because I didn't want hash browns. So whatever it was for me to do, I had to start doing it since I was a kid. And so, basically, the model for me of going to school, getting good grades, going to college, getting a degree, and getting this great job was not the plan that worked for me. I went to school, I got great grades, I actually graduated a half year early from high school with like 3 BS classes, just to say I went, to 12th grade. Got into a stupid relationship, got pregnant. You understand? So the plan was cut, right? What happens when the plan gets cut short for you? What happens? Like we just talked about time, you can't go back. I wish I could go back 17 years and say, okay, so you're with that time on. And we're not gonna, you understand what I'm saying? But it didn't work that way for me. My plan got cut short. And I had my daughter. And I went to a trade school. I didn't go to college, right? But I did the trade. I was great in it. But guess what? I have a weak stomach. I can't deal with sick people. So it didn't work for me. And then I said, okay, well, I'll go back to school. But now she's like 4. Even though you can't get that time back, right? I'm ripping and running. I'm in college now, and I'm trying to figure out who do I want to be an example to her. And I'm in college, and then I get an internship, and I hate the internship. I don't want to be a social worker, right? So another degree of separation for me. Now she's 6, right? The plan. Can I catch up and get back to the plan? It doesn't work that way all the time. So what I did was I had to kind of maneuver my way through my own obstacles and try to figure out, okay, I can't go with that plan anymore. She's 6 years old. I look like going back to school and trying to start from scratch when I have to make sure that I'm maintaining a certain amount of income, whatever. So I'm working 2 full-time jobs, still trying to maintain, living at home with my mom, in a BS relationship, trying to get out of that. So all these things are happening to me. How do I work this in? Right? Like, so the plan is diminished. I don't even see a plan. I don't see a future. I don't see nothing. I see day to day. How many of you see day to day? Day to day? Just every day, right? Like, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm here today. Right? I don't know what's going on next week, but I'm here today. I was living like that for a long time. My first big break in my industry was working for a domestic violence unit. That's when I realized, oh my God, I'm in a TV relationship. Eye opener. Right? We don't even know the things that we're in until somebody says, no, you're here. You're not there. I didn't even know I lived in the hood. You understand what I'm saying? Because I didn't go anyplace else but in the hood. Right? I thought TV was just TV. Right? Okay. So let's fast forward. And my daughter's now 10 years old. But now I have 2 kids. Okay. Now I'm getting a life. Thank you, Mom. Right? Thank you, Mom. Right? You're getting a life. Finally, I'm 10. We're there grown. Okay? And so that whole basic planning didn't work for me. So this is what I'm here for, to help people to work through their own plan. You know, what's going to work for you? You know, where did your life actually stop for you to say, I got to start anew? So basically, if you just read the first little few sentences, it says, simply put, a strategic plan is a system used to determine where a company or business is going over a period of time to measure the increase of service, sales, and growth. So these are the 3 things that you need to really look at: your service, your sales, and your growth. You know, the service. What are you actually producing? You know, is it something that people are still using, right? Because you wouldn't be creating VHS tapes if nobody's using VCR, right? That wouldn't even make sense. Okay, so your service, your sales. Is it something that people actually need? Is it something that there's a desire to say, yo, I cannot live without these cards, right? You have to make it just that important for them to say, without this, I can't move on. Right? Are you giving them that sense in whatever it is that you're doing? Because if not, people say, oh, I don't need that. Like, well, not today, or it doesn't matter. Or, you know, you don't want that to happen in your business, especially for yourself, because you always want to be growing. Growth. The economy. When the economy changes, is your business at a standstill? Are you still growing? Can you expand? Can you go into another market? You know, can you take your business someplace else? Okay? So you need to look at those 3 aspects when you are actually in business. I mean, it's almost the same thing like in life, right? We don't all cook the same breakfast every morning for our kids. They get bored, right? You want your kids to love you, so what do? You give love to them. You hug them, they hug you back, right? They grow up. What did you do for them to ensure that when they move on, they can say, Mom, you were the best. I know we didn't get along all the time, but without you, I wouldn't be. Like, I'm going to ask my daughter, right? Her speech about me already. Like, you better say something really good. You understand what I'm saying? Because I worked my behind off to make sure you got to where you was. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like the same thing when you're in business. You want your business to say back to you, here, I love you back, because you loved on me. So loving on your business is extremely important. I like to use that term because you can have a great product, service, business, the whole 9, but if you're not loving on your business, you're not going to see any money coming in. It's not going to produce anything for you. It could just be kind of sitting there just sitting there waiting, you know, no money coming in, nobody needs it. Why is it just sitting there? Okay, so we have to look at these things and we strategize where you place in your business, who's seeing it, who's seeing you. And most of the time is people see you before they see the business. Everything else doesn't have to be, you know, New York Times worthy. It doesn't. It really doesn't. But guess what? Eventually, New York Times is going to catch up to you. And when they do, you're going to have a list of all the things you've done. So it kind of creates a habit of you being current. Okay? You don't want to post something 5 months ago and nobody hears from you again. It's like, oh, well, that was only one post. Who cares? Right? You want to be consistent in your postings, and you want to always tag it with your name and your photo. You know, you can go to work, but it's not a work later, right? Online business networker, but I do have a service that I can provide, which is basically a teaching service. So there is a shelter around the corner from me, and I'm trying to figure out how can I get in? You know, what proposal can I make? Even if it's just on a speaking level. Because now, just because you're in a shelter, and let me tell you, I was in a shelter at one time in my life. Going to work every day as if I was still a rich woman. Living in a shelter. So I understand. Like every woman in that shelter is not deprived and, you know, a derelict or whatever, or on drugs, and no. People go through stuff. I never know who I'm going to reach. I might just reach the next woman who could possibly be a millionaire. Okay, so don't count those things out. Don't count those places out. Like, I do scouting once a month in different areas just to check out what's going on in other neighborhoods, to see where can I be of assistance to. You have to do that. You have to walk in the streets. I'll park my car and I'll say, okay, I'm going to walk 15 blocks and see what I can scout out. It's okay. If I want more members to join my roundtable, I know I'm scouting out areas for other businesses, because my roundtable is full of people who are in business. It's not just general people who work jobs and come and support me. Now, these are people who have storefronts, these are people who have online businesses, these are people who, how do you say it, they charter their services out, what is it called? Contractors, right? People who have businesses who come and sit here. And we feed off of each other. They give me ideas, I give them ideas, because it's the circle of knowledge that has to constantly continue. Every month is always different people. There might be some people who are extremely dedicated because they see the dire need and what the service is providing for them. And then they never know what's going to happen. Every roundtable is always very different. Sometimes they could be, you know, just people spotting stories about what happened to them. You know, last week, what bid that went wrong, what client that went bad. But they're all experiences that we learn to grow and adapt with. Okay, so, you know, scout your areas out. Don't think that you just have to be in the Miami area. You know, don't think you have to be just in the New York area in order to make a difference in what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Okay? Mm-hmm.
About the geographic locations and the nature of customers and users.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you specifically get that information? Because I was going to like the actual city, trying to say, okay, what's the demographic of like this certain area? You know, like what's their median income, what's, you know, and things like that. In the neighborhood, how we have houses and things like that, but it wasn't really, I don't think like the city really like had that information.
So you're talking about like this place is really not a city, right?
The U.S. Census Bureau, I believe.
Yeah,
They have tons of information. It's not going to be current year, of course. It'll be the last census that was reported, but you'll at least get the demographic information that I think you're talking about.
And what about? Okay, whatever you want. I was trying to write what you were saying.
Okay, figuring out who are your customers, right? Somebody told me one time that I wasn't fat. And I'm like, yes I am. I need to exercise. No, you're fine. You don't need to do all that. Don't think because, you know, someone is a size 1 and you take size. You understand what I'm saying? Because I remember I was walking down the street one day and somebody was giving out something. I don't know if it was because I was black, I was a woman, or whatever, I don't know. But they passed me up and I was like, you didn't offer me one. You know, like, how do you know I don't need whatever it is that you're giving? I didn't need it, but I'm just saying, right? So don't just walk past folks as if you look at them and you just automatically assume, oh, no, not at all. We just assume, right? Oh, they don't need it. Oh, you already got this, you don't need that.
And I said, how you know I didn't want it? You pass it to her.
Exactly, right. Or they say something, oh, you look like you got that. How do you know? You don't know. I could have just got fired. I do need a job. You know, who knows? And so don't just pass over folks because of your, you think that you know that, oh, this person don't do that, that person don't do that. You don't know what that person needs, right? Until you actually offer it to them. Sometimes they don't even know what they need it until it's offered to them. Because people think automatically, oh, I got everything I need.
At the weekend.
Oh, great.
Just for a couple gatherings that we had. A lot of information that's going to help me to get started from what I've been holding on from for a long time. Sometimes, like we were talking about earlier, things happen for a reason. And there's a reason why I'm here, and there's a reason why what's happening has happened. So it's not that's okay.
Well, now I'm thinking about making a business again. I used to want to have my own salon, then I got away from that. And I wanted to have like a beauty supply store. And now that I am a nurse, I can make more money to hopefully put into that business. So I'm thinking again, from being here this weekend, so from my eyes again.
Well, can I say something? I read about Kawasaki. He said that your second job should always be to own a business. Your part-time job should be to own a business. Because you don't want to quit your job. You want to make sure that your business is able to sustain your lifestyle. So anyone taking the second job should be create your own business. That's what I want to try.
Well, I want to take away this suggestion because I had started when I kind of slowed down and I put on the back burner. And now she said, I don't know, it's like in the last couple of weeks or whatever, I think a lot of things happening, put in a place where people could say, oh, the business, when you start your business back up, let it go. I say you can't, don't slack off or whatever. So I think that's my, with the part say, you can go back and get tools started.
For me, it's trying to see what other avenues I can do with the skills and talent I have. I know there's some stuff that I'm still trying to figure out as far as the business and trying to get it on the right path, but I'm hoping to be now on it within the next few months with the holiday and then be more of a benefit for me with doing the cakes and stuff like that, then I can start forward.
Well, my business is also my second job because I do have a day job, so I think this kind of gave me better guidance on how I can manage my time because I'm trying to do stuff during the day while I'm at work. I'm like, I'm supposed to do this, but I've done this, so I can get this done and have people will expect things by certain time people will like a quick response. They want to hear that you're actually reading what they're asking you in phone calls. So it's just how to put it all together.
And this little plan can kind of help you guide. I mean, unless you have a guide that you use to kind of manage that, managing your interactions with people, how you connecting, how much you interacting, and then when you want to take the next step to, turn that person into a client of yours. So get you an introductory offer. It helps out a lot. People who are scared to do certain things, we can introduce you to it very slowly. Then like, oh, I can do that.
dollar.
And a dollar.
Yeah, dollar.
Well, I hope the next day I'm $100.
Ah.
And a year from now, I bet it's
All right, now, the intention. That's right, set the intention.
No, I mean, we're gonna argue.
Set the intention.
I got cold.